It's the start of the season in the French-speaking part of Belgium. How about the route then? Grand Prix Samyn doesn't change too much. There's always a 100-kilometre route out towards the Côte de la Folie, Côte des Papins, and then back towards Carignan, finishing though in the town of Dour, just to the southwest. After 4 local laps of just under 25 kilometres, cobbles aplenty, wet, windy, and miserable ones at that. Well, we've had 3 riders away. We've also just had a crash. Max Richese involved, I'm afraid. The only sprinter there for Quick-Step. Problems for him. Problems for one of the riders from Vital Concept as well. Remy Cavagna up the road. And is alongside the winner of under-23 Paris-Roubaix last year, Stan de Wolf, who is a first-year professional. De Koning Quick-Step and Lotto Soudal, the 2 big Belgian teams. Last year it was a 1-2 for De Koning Quick-Step. De Koning Quick-Step putting Tim de Klerk in this group as well, in the blue jersey. He's on good form at the minute. He was king of the mountains for such a big man at the Tour of the Algarve the other week.
Yeah. Well, I think it is for these guys. It was more of a question of who actually managed to follow that sort of injection of pace from Direct Energie, and it's all coming back together again. But I think this will cause the whole bunch to really get nervous now.
Terpstra on the attack again and pushing on. Can anyone follow? Races all over the road here. We had a little bit of a regrouping and Nicky Terpstra decides to put pressure on from the front.
Well, he's certainly got the legs today, and interestingly, he's pulling a group of clear here, and quite a select, nice little group, 2 De Koning Quick-Step riders. One of his teamers is that Petit still in with that in that group there, but it's certainly opening up the race across the cobblestones. That seems to have done a lot of damage to this group today. Well,
these are the groups that are following on. We've got 51 seconds back to the peloton as Steen de Volder is desperately trying to get his team to get him back into the race. De Volder's the man with the Belgian flag on his sleeve there in that red and white kit, 3rd wheel. And Conor Dunn, the Irish champion, showing off the shamrock. Rides for Israel Cycling Academy now in that main group following on as well. But we're getting towards the part in the race that front group now is so big and there's so much quality in it, you sort of start to doubt as if that group we've just seen is going to make any sort of contact again, don't you?
Well, yes and no. The bigger the group gets, the more difficult it is to get something organised. So unless you've got 1 or 2 teams who are really keen to drive this on, then it could just completely stall, and that gives the opportunity for De Volder and Dunn and the likes to come back into the race again.
Now then, up the road is Aimé de Ghent. We're used to hearing about de Ghents up the road, aren't we? This is Aimé de Ghent for Wanty-Groupe Gobert. It looked as though that was Peter Seddy who was with him, but we're waiting to get confirmation. The wind has been splitting things up today, and we've just seen the 2 big groups behind more or less come together. A few riders have made it across, but others are struggling to close that final gap. We've got 2 riders up the road with 24 seconds of a gap as they approach, for the penultimate time, the Côte de la Roquette. 2 of the World Tour teams, there's only 3 here, but 2 of the World Tour teams have missed out on this move at the front. One of them has a rider in 2nd position here, Agir de Zala Mondial.
Not happy about that motorbike, that's for sure. There's sort of stopping them to the progress on the cobblestones.
And you can hear the shouting as well.
Yeah. It's so easy to just slide out, and then you lose the grip, and all of a sudden you find yourself in all sorts of bother. So having a motorbike that doesn't that sort of gets in your way, it's not just annoying, it's actually quite dangerous.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Crash, Israel Cycling Academy involved.
I don't know what's happened actually.
Well, it's up on the right hand side there. Yeah. There's another rider down from De Koning.
Yeah, I think they've... That's strange because it's on the wrong side of the apex.
1 more lap remains. Nicky Terpstra in this main group, still the defending champion. Another couple of groups breaking up in front. Florian Sénéchal, siding of the Irish national champion Conor Dunn there, and Gabs Calais in the Wiggins Le Col jersey the blue and red, who we saw attacking the race about 45 minutes ago now.
It looks like they got a couple of riders in there, actually, Wiggins Lecole.
So 24 kilometres to go, 4 more cobbled sectors, a few climbs to be thrown in too. The riders know the race course now. Not too much understanding here yet. It's not surprising that Tim de Klerk doesn't want to chase his teammate yet. He can sit on in this group with Remy Mertz in the red and white. He's also with the number 105, who is Jesper Asselman from Netherlands. 142 there is Lucas Spengler.
I think
he's unable to follow. And this is now the lead.
Look at what's happened to this setup here. It's there's an awful lot of orange in this group.
3 orange and 3 blue. 3 de Koning, 3 Roompot. Plus Nicky Terpstra, the defending champion, in the black and yellow. This really has got even more interesting extremely quickly. It's Renders of Netherlands and Roompot driving it on at the front. His teammate in 3rd place. Look on to the left, you can see Sénéchal, the Frenchman, riding for the Koning. Quick step start to advance. 27 here is Peter Seddy. He's been out in a breakaway for a long, long time. And we're looking at the man in the black and yellow, Nicky Terpstra, moving to the left now. It's congested though. Terpstra trying to find a way through, and this is his move. Sénéchal on the left-hand side in the blue. Terpstra's the man following. In the brown, white and blue, you could also see Steen van den Berg. But look at Lars Boom go.
Yeah, Lars Boom is looking very, very strong indeed. A little bit too short a section this to really make the damage. But this could be the 3-man group that goes up the road here now.
So Lars Boom, Nicky Terpstra and Florian Sénéchal, the 3 strong riders who we expected to be contesting this. And now it's that question of, do they look at each other or do they ride together?
Well, that's the difficulty here now. I would say they're 3 equally strong riders who all got equally as much to gain and lose if they stop riding.
In the Roompot team, they know that Lars Boom is their leader, and Nicky Terpstra doesn't have any teammates, so you would think that this is the 3.
This is the 3, but this is going to have to be the case here now. They're going to have to attack very, very soon to try and get across to these 3, because they still haven't really committed. As you can see, they're looking at each other a bit. They're not really going as hard as they can.
That was Aimé de Ghent trying to get across.
Yeah, and straight away, we just sent another 1 Roompot and 1 de Koning rider up to the front group.
Tim de Klerk was the de Koning rider chasing on.
So is that going to be a lead out for Sénéchal, or are we going to go straight over the top as they catch on here? Yeah, well, this is the key here now, that you can't let Lars Boom get any distance either. And if I was Sénéchal, I would put myself on Lars Boom's wheel and not move from there, because Boom is keen on winning this. He definitely is. He hasn't won for 2 years, as you said. And Terpstra, yep, he's definitely keen on doing it as well. But
and here goes de Klerk, over the top, here goes Tim de Klerk. Is it to be the big day?
Yep.
The day they've all been waiting for. It's Sénéchal on the radio, nobody wants to chase him yet, and this could be the win right here. 1 kilometre to go, and big Tim de Klerk is going for glory.
It's done it.
Wow! Finally there's a chase. Finally there's a chase behind, and Lars Boom isn't willing to let him go on his own just yet. Uncertainty the very last here at Le Samyn. What a race.
That's Reinders again, who's come back in to do that turn there. Oh, can de Klerk hold on to this?
Well, he's done so much work today. He has done so much work today. You know, he's ridden since 2010. First of all for Topsport Vlaanderen. It's now his 3rd year at de Koning Quickstep. He's never won a professional bike race. We know he has form. We've seen him chasing things down in the early stage races this season. He was king of the mountains in the Tour de Algarve. He's got a question of a few 100 metres to hang on if he can. But Reinders is closing this down for Lars Boom. De Koning Quickstep, though, are well placed themselves. They have Florian Sénéchal in there. Terpstra on the left-hand side to go around. It's anybody's race, and poor Tim de Klerk is going to be caught. That is that. It's done and dusted. So it's going to be from this group here as they go into the final couple of 100 metres. It's Boom on the left-hand side in the orange. Look out for Sénéchal on the right-hand side in the blue, though. As Terpstra's coming through the centre. Sénéchal! It's a first professional win for Florian Sénéchal. pressure. And that was some race.